oil. I went to go put it on my lips, and there's that. Hello, hello. So I feel like a mess today. So I just have to like first show off. So my friend Lena, she got me this for my birthday. How perfect is this, you guys? So I was like, I could probably do a video and talk about a case that I've been thinking about lately. Well, I had seen it pop up in my news feed as like a memory, because I had shared it before, so I wanted to talk a little bit about it. And I was like, well, I actually showered today, so I might as well talk about it. This is going to be about a 17-year-old cosmetology student. So I'd actually done these a little bit earlier today, but I'm going to pretend like I actually know what I'm doing. Anyway, 17-year-old Mackenzie, cosmetology student named Mackenzie, who she walked out of the cosmetology building and then she just literally never came back and vanished. So I guess I should start first by saying that the town is actually called Wenatchee. I'm going to say it wrong, I'm sorry. Wenatchee. Wenatchee is actually located in Washington. Now, Mackenzie Cowell, everybody that was around her, they always said that she was a really happy-go-lucky kid. She never had issues with people. Oh, this is going to be interesting. She never had issues with people. So when she had disappeared, everybody just kind of at first hoped that it was going to be like, you know, a 17-year-old that ran away and, you know, well, just ran away. But then they immediately after, they actually called in like the bigger guns because they realized that she wasn't the type to just run away. But she was still technically in high school. She was 17 years old. So this is a liquid eyeshadow, by the way. So she was still in high school, but she was, here in our town, we would call it dual enrolled, which would mean that you're in high school, but you're also in like another program, like at a college or something. But for her, she was in beauty school. Now, on February 9th in 2010, she was at the beauty school. She said to somebody that she was just going to step up for a few minutes and be right back, but then she was never heard from again. So they were looking into like different like footage or things that they could find, which they could only find one footage, you know, confirming that she had left, which was at 3 o'clock that day. And then she went out of like the picture area, so they couldn't see where she was anymore, and then she just never came back. Now, mind you, this is like a really small town. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody was in everybody's business. We know how that goes. But she was just gone. There was a reporter who, and I can't remember what her name was, but she actually remembered that they never actually called it a runaway. But anyway, so Mackenzie and her dad were super, super close. Oh, that looks cool. So anyways, so they said that when she didn't come from dinner, he got really worried. Now, because of it being a small town, and because they knew how she was, since her dad got concerned, clearly, he called in about her being gone. Now, they kind of they started like a mini manhunt for her. I feel like manhunt is not the right word because that would be like when you're going after the killer. But anyway, so they started a little manhunt for her. And then they started questioning like her family members and things like that. But they did actually question quite a few people about her whereabouts. Already knowing that it's a small town, they do have like this little remote area outside of it known as Pitcher Canyon. I'm really not sure if it was the same night or the next day that they had actually found her vehicle and it was stranded. Everything was basically in the car except for her. Everything from her purse, her phone, things like that. Don't quote me on it because I think that's what it was. When I say that the big guns came in, I'm just going to add some more on the outside. I don't remember what color I used. The FBI had come in to help out. You guys, I don't know what I used. They came into the town so they could help find her. Now, because the FBI was involved, they were really, really hoping that they could find Mackenzie before they, you know, hopefully, well, find her, but still, you know, have her still be alive. They were hopeful they would still find her and find her alive, especially, like I said, with the FBI involved. But what actually happened was that they found her body and she was lifeless. Actually found on Crescent Bar. She was laying there behind this big stone and they had actually found her. The police had let out that she was still in her beauty school uniform. and this happened 4 days later that she was actually found. Now, there was actually signs of strangulation. You guys, this is my life. This is my life. So they found signs of strangulation, as well as they had actually found a knife in her shoulder. Now, let's be honest, if anybody else lives in a small town, this is gonna put your whole small town on edge, okay? Nobody knew who did it. Nobody knew who did it. Everybody was curious to know who the person was that had done it. Everybody was, you know, kind of like looking over their shoulder. There was some anonymous leads about a guy that actually was in the beauty school with her. But besides that, I mean, everybody was just really scared because, you know, again, small town, you don't know what's going on and you aren't trusting anybody around you. The accused name was Matthew Wilson. I don't know if I want to say colleague, but he was in the beauty school with her, so a classmate. I opened it up and my whole thing was gone. Anyways, so he was accused because somebody had actually sent in an anonymous letter. Now, this letter did not come in until the summertime, so it was like 4 to 6 months after she went missing, because she went missing in February. Now, the thing with this guy is that everybody that had actually talked to him, or that they, you know, the police or anybody had even asked about, isn't my tree cute? It's all black and white. Anyways, that they had talked to about him said that he was a really quiet, reserved guy. Yes, Mackenzie, you know, were in beauty school together, but they never really had much interaction. So when the police got the letter, they really had to dig deep and figure out if something else had actually happened and if there was foul play somehow. Now, they did say, though, and I guess, I mean, I'm really happy that they saw this as a clue for them with him, but, I mean, everybody that knows me knows that that's how I am. Don't take that out of context. That he worked at a funeral home and he had a morbid fascination with dead bodies and serial killers. Not sure on which forearm, but he did have a tattoo of Hannibal Lecter as well. I do need to preface by saying that people that have a fascination of serial killers and things like that does not always mean that you are a murderer. When they did actually start looking into him, though, they did find a blood stain in his apartment that they were going to test for Mackenzie's DNA. So now, obviously, besides that, before they'd even tested the blood stain, one huge factor was that since they had his DNA now, they found out that I'm listening to my dog drink. They found that the duct tape that was actually by Mackenzie's body had his DNA on it. So Wilson got charged with second-degree murder. Everybody was pretty shocked when he got arrested due to the fact that he was actually at one... Oh, my lips look funny. He was at Mackenzie's, well, one of the memorial things for her, and the whole community was just shocked that he was arrested, simply because they obviously didn't know the thing about the bloodstain in his apartment, or about, you know, his DNA being on the tape that was at the crime scene. On May 23rd, 2012, he actually pled down to trying to get this out. He pled down to second-degree murder, but because he pled down, they couldn't actually find out why he did it. I think that's the biggest thing that still puzzles people today, is that they cannot figure out a motive. So now, I said that happened in May, and in April he wanted to withdraw his guilty plea, but they didn't allow him. They were like, nope, you're denied. The interesting thing is that to this day, and he was sentenced to 14 years in prison, okay? So, no? Okay, that's cool. You're not supposed to blow on your brushes. Anyways, so he still maintained his innocence. So, again, because he had pled guilty, it just is always interesting to try to wonder, like, why did he even plead guilty in the first place? But if you're maintaining your innocence, then why was there the blood stain in your apartment, and why was your DNA on the tape, since I can't remember my words? So that is it for, I was gonna say today, but it's tonight. My kids are watching Scooby-Doo, but they're watching the pup Scooby-Doo. you know, that awesome Mombie life. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I actually kind of like it. I don't normally wear lipstick. I sometimes do. It's not horrible. Okay, you guys, I will talk to you guys later. I am actually probably going to go wash this off of my face and, well, I'm already in comfy clothes. Might just go to bed. But you guys have a fantastic night, and I appreciate your guys' support, and I will talk to you later. Bye!